A major drug bust at a pizzeria in the Bronx. Investigators say they seized more than 100 pounds of cocaine, fentanyl, oxycodone, and heroin.
And as Fox 5's Lisa Evers shows us, this was all happening right across the street from an elementary school.
There was more than pizza on the menu at the Mozzarella Pizza Shop on Soundview Avenue in the Bronx. It's across the street from an elementary school and steps away from a toddler daycare center. In fact, it was a major drug distribution spot, says the DEA.
We're talking about over 100 pounds of various types of drugs, mostly cocaine, but also fentanyl. And we're seeing fentanyl mixed in all drugs.
DEA agents, NYPD officers, and other law enforcement seized cocaine, crack cocaine, oxycodone, fentanyl, and heroin with a street value of more than $4 million. There was also $40,000 in cash, glassine drug samples, and a kilo press. Some was in the basement, but other drugs were much closer to pizza customers.
How can you serve this pizza to the kids? I'm sorry, this is not approved. And probably not even legal.
Everything breaks at the seams, and you feel like you're losing belief. Damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart and goes wrong. When you feel let down and so lost, and it feels like you can't hold on. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong, 'cause sometimes things go wrong, and one day you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong.
Well, we're going to step away a little bit from the age verification, the Pornhub tapes, all that, and focus on what's going on in New York right now. And we got two videos this week on that. And, whew, boy, I tell you, it just gets worse and worse every day when it comes to the drugs in New York. We have discussed this many times. There are those who have drug mills hiding in plain sight. That's the scary part about it. You know, you've seen the arrest at child daycare. We've seen other places, homes being raided by the NYPD because they've had drug mills inside these homes around children. You had the death of that child at the child daycare center. Everybody's been under arrest. It's been a little quiet about the trial on that. Eventually we'll have an update, hopefully very soon. But it seems like, and especially out in the Bronx, which has been the hotbed of this, and we said this in the past, there are those out there, whether it's the cartels, whether it's China, that have, you know, they have their places here, which they're running mills. They're paying people to run these mills. These are drug rings and stuff like that, that are, you know, out in the open selling the drugs. And now, you know, NYPD is finally busting some of these places. One of these places happens to be a pizzeria. No shock there. Back on October 23rd, more than 100 pounds of drugs worth $4 million found in raid in NYC Pizzeria. And this is out of the New York Post. Pizza isn't all that they were slinging. 3 people were charged with running a drug ring out of a Bronx pizzeria after authorities alleged seized more than 100 pounds of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and other illicit substances, worth an estimate $4 million from the restaurant. Accused traffickers Glorienzo Rosento Perez, Zuma Cardiendez Espinoza, and Alexander Samboy were using the eatery Mozzarella Pizzeria, which sits across the street from a public elementary school, okay, as a front for their drug peddling operation, authorities said in a Monday statement. This drug trafficking organization was cooked up more than pizza in the Bronx. Frank Tarriento, a special agent in charge of the Federal Drug Enforcement Administration's New York division, said in a release. When members of local, state, and federal law enforcement searched the pizzeria joint on October 19th, they allegedly found 42 grams of suspected cocaine, a kilogram of heroin and fentanyl, 1,000 glassine envelopes of Oxycontin and fentanyl, big rocks of cocaine, about 100 vials of crack cocaine. As we said, crack cocaine's back in again, a statement said. Authorities have been surveilling the toxic trio the day of the big bust and watched as they walked in out of the Soundview Avenue pizzeria carrying bags and backpacks, officials said. Officers pulled Samboy over on Metcalf Avenue after he drove off in a silver Subaru Impreza with Connecticut license plates. During the traffic stop, authorities found 5 kilos of cocaine wrapped in black tape and labeled R2, according to the statement. Agents and task force officers arrested Perez and Espinoza at the pizzeria, it added. Inside, police also allegedly found a kilo press, which that's what they always find. You find a kilo press there, you know they're doing drugs. About 40,000 in the basement. The three had stored vials of crack near the pizza counter for convenient sales. They were selling crack cocaine and other drugs right after, right where a slice of pizza being sold to kids. Interesting, isn't that? This is the drug peddling that's been going on for quite some time now. This is why we have the addiction, the deaths that we have, because of people like this and stores like this. Continuing on, the total amount of drugs seized was estimated to have a street value of more than $4 million, official says. The large stack of cocaine found in the basement of the pizzeria is very significant because it had a potential to supply the drug network throughout the Northeast, Tarantino said. Cocaine is being laced with fentanyl, which is contributing to poisonings and unnecessary deaths in New York and across the county. Perez, Espinoza, and Samboy face charges of operating in major trafficking and criminal possession of a controlled substances, according to the statement. They were arraigned Friday in Manhattan criminal court. Perez was remanded with the court set bail for the other two at $150,000 each, which that's very low. The high profitable Bronx-based narcotics operations appeared to operate as a wholesaler and distribution of cocaine and fentanyl-laced products, and was advertised as an inexpensive Mexican pizzeria spot. NYC Special Narcotics Prosecutor Bridget J. Brennan said in a statement, "Our office will continue to work with federal authorities and local enforcement partners to stem the distribution of lethal drugs that have claimed the lives of a record high number of people in our city last year. More than 100,011 people died of drug overdoses in 2022, according to the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. Of those, nearly 3/4 involved synthetic opioids like fentanyl. In New York City, more than 3,000 people overdosed since 2022, according to the city's Department of Health. Members of the DEA, NYPD, New York State Police, New York Office of Special Narcotics Prosecutor, and Rockland County District Attorney participated in the operation." See, this is what you have here. This is what you have here, and this is, I continue to say this. This is all out in the open. NYPD and other agencies need to work together to shut all of these down. The first place that you need to shut down is the border, because this is where it's coming in. It is coming in from the drug cartels. It's coming in from China. It's coming in from the Mideast. This is where the drugs are coming through. When they say close these places down, this is what you have to do. You need to close down the border. That also needs to be done. Here's the other question. You know, what if some of this stuff, and if it hasn't been laced, if any kid hasn't gotten sick for this store, if this stuff, because, you know, when you kilo press this stuff, which is probably they do in the basement, it's going to get on the food some way or one way or another. You seen this, what happened to that child, that 1-year-old at that daycare center? You know, the powder got in the air and it killed him. And it sent several other children to the hospital. Imagine this getting on food. You go into the pizzeria, you take a nice bite out of a nice, good old pizza, and suddenly you're in the hospital dying from an overdose. And you're like, I've never taken drugs. You find out it's in the food that you ate. Or something you might have touched, a surface that you might have touched at this place. You know, were they clean? Did they have a clean bill of health? Probably not. But we'll continue to monitor this on this situation and many others that are happening in New York. And we do have another story coming out of Queens on this, and you're going to love that one when that comes out. But this is what's happening here in New York. You may call me crazy, you may call me loco, but still, I'm a man with a show.
Thanks for watching. Before you go, please comment, like, and share this video. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe as this helps the reach of our channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have that ability to help support this and many other channels. Especially now more than ever since the passing of a new law in the United Kingdom that will diminish the reach of many channels and affect our advertisers. If you wish to help grow this channel by financial support, you have 2 ways. There are 2 links in the description below. The first will send you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will send you to our gear store where you can purchase t-shirt, mugs, and other specialty items. Any additional discounts will be listed on the main page. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.